This has been. How can you be stressed out during international break? This is supposed to be the most leisurely time to not be stressed out. It's the most boring period of football, and I still hate football. Southgate's gonna go. Is Southgate gonna go? Come on, you agree?
I think Southgate's got to go.
100%.
It's time to go.
Just everything about him at the minute is doing my head in. Like,
it's so boring.
I can't.
Everything's so boring.
It is really boring. It's so boring. The guy played 7 defenders and we still conceded 2 goals. How could you concede 2 goals with 7 defenders?
Just give him a publicity job. He's good at that. just leave him to that.
Sacked in the morning.
But
you're getting sacked in the morning.
It's a joke because last international break when we spoke about this, right? We said that we didn't have enough midfielders. Yeah. We now have too many midfielders. How can we go? How does this work?
We're playing some of the midfielders in centre back now as well because we played Dyer in centre back, which is.
Dyer was dreadful. Like the first goal was completely his fault.
Dyer's always dreadful.
Dyer was Dyer.
But the problem is, as a
midfielder,
surely he should be the one that can make a pass. Yeah, he did the same pass about 3 times and it failed. Like.
That's why he's in the middle of the front 3, isn't it? Because he's meant to be playing almost like a CDM centre back. Like he does passes and this and that, and he can't do it.
I mean, as much our best centre back is Connor Cody, which he obviously couldn't play because he had.
And he wasn't playing. Yeah.
But he can only play in the 5 at the back.
For ages.
You guys said thank you. Oh my god.
We've been saying it for ages.
But he is though. Unfortunately, he is.
He is quality. He's quality.
But
he's actually really good.
But he can only play in a back 3 or back 5, which we cannot do with England. I have decided this is the worst formation for us because we've got no attacking options.
As far as we know, he can only play in that position. We don't know if he can only play in that position. We just haven't seen.
I'd like to see him in a back 4 properly. Because he played.
From what I've seen of him, I don't know if he could. Like I haven't seen him play in that role of last man.
He kind of lacks the physicality and the athleticism.
Yeah,
to play in a back 2. Like he needs 2 people flanking him. It seems like at least he needs 2 people flanking him to kind of cover him in that sense.
Yeah, I mean he played there when we went down to 10 men and he seemed alright. But if he plays in a back 4, I think we have to have either I was about to say Tomori there, not Tomori, Tyrone Mings or Joe Gomez at the back with him. Someone that's really, really quick.
Yeah,
well, Gomez is injured, isn't he?
So
it's gonna have
don't think we're going to be seeing any of Gomez alongside Cody anytime soon.
No, but that type of player. That's
Although
quick.
we were supposed to though, because he only got injured the other day, so we should have.
So that type of player is who we need to be alongside him if we play at 4 at the back. But playing 5 at the back I just don't think it's viable anymore. We've shown that we can defend with it, but I'd much rather us score 3 goals and concede 2 than concede 2 and not score.
Yeah, that is the problem, isn't it? I mean, like, I understand what he means by playing the wing backs, but then when you're only really reliant on the wing backs in terms of wide play, it's a bit dangerous because they're wing backs. Cool, Saka's cool, but like, I don't know. It's just
I'm not sure the wing back system gets the best out of our wing backs. Our best wing back is undoubtedly at his best Trent Alexander-Arnold. And playing at right wing back is not his best position. It's good for Reece James.
I was going to say, I think Reece James is our best right wing back personally, just because...
Our right wing back, I mean... Our best full back in general is Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Playing at right wing back doesn't suit him. He's better in a back 4.
Yeah.
So...
Why doesn't it suit him? Because... but why doesn't it suit him? Because he's not
I don't think he's used to it.
I don't see him defensively.
I don't think he knows the rules to make.
The thing is, he's certainly going forward, he's best when he sits a bit deeper. Like as a right wing back, you're almost the first person getting forward. You have to get so far forward, you have to get to the byline. When he's at right back, he can kind of push forward a bit slower. He can stay a bit deeper, and he can just whip crosses in from a deeper position.
Yeah, he doesn't quite push down that byline. He kind of just when Mo Salah's on that right, Mo Salah drives and then Trent slightly later, and Mo Salah can then pull it back to him and then whip it in from more of like the corner of the box instead of actually on the byline.
Yeah, and he's not particularly
Salah cuts
quick,
inside, doesn't he?
And he's not particularly a good dribbler. He's not like that kind of player. So playing as more of a right wing back, kind of bombing up the pitch, doesn't suit him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree. I could even imagine playing him in midfield, which is what everyone really wants to see.
Yeah, there's talks of that,
especially England,
because of the amount of right backs we've got.
Yeah,
but they've been talking about it for ages. But I just can't see him getting into Liverpool's midfield at the moment.
Well, it won't happen because who do Liverpool? They've got this problem at the minute. Who do Liverpool play at right back?
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, yeah, that's true. Well, they didn't they sign? They signed what's his name, Tsimikas, who's a right back.
He's
right?
a left back. But apparently he's injured right now as well.
So
of course he is.
If you got Trent injured for another, if you want to change him into a CDM, you need to do it now. Realistically, it has to be done. And for us to go into the Euros with him playing in more of a defensive midfield role, it has to be done now, which it can't.
Yeah,
be.
he needs to be given time to adapt to that role.
Yeah, so
he started there though, didn't he? Didn't he start there when he was younger? So he has some experience there.
I think so.
Yeah, but he hasn't played there. Even if he did start with him when he was young, he hasn't played there for a long time and not at a high level.
If you wanted to change a right back into a CDM, it'd have to be Reece James, because he played there only 2 seasons ago.
God.
I know. I get this point. I get this point. To be fair, Reece James played well at CDM much more recently than Trent Alexander.
Yeah, it was only 2 seasons ago he was playing in DM. He went from the Championship and playing in DM to Chelsea playing at right back. So the most recent player that has played in DM from a right back position is Reece James. So if you were going to try and do it for the Euros, you'd have to do it as Reece James. I don't think you'd be able to transition Trent into that position quick enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, either way, we still suck. So I don't know what we're supposed to do here. We keep thinking of these solutions, but I think at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact we have a rubbish manager.
Yeah, we've got to play a 4-3-3. That is the formation I have decided that we should be playing.
Listen, I couldn't care less about armchair debating. It needs to be whether or not we keep him for Euros now. Because imagine if we went to Euros with the management. Imagine if it was Euros this summer. We would have been absolutely battered by all these teams.
Oh, yeah.
There is no way we can go to the Euros now. Because we have a great squad. I'm not going to lie, we have a great squad.
We have a squad that should be winning. Should be competing to win it.
Yeah.
100%.
I would argue that the only squad that, you could say for sure have probably a better squad than us is France.
Yeah.
And then, maybe Germany or Portugal.
Yeah.
But those two are more likely to be kind of, that's debatable. France are the only one who definitely have a better team than us.
Yeah, I don't know about Portugal because of certain positions.
Portugal, if you look at them, they've got a really good team actually.
It's not like we wouldn't expect to get battered by them. Like we think we'd put up a good match.
For sure.
Yeah. So the thing is if you were to go, who would you get in? Because clearly, recently we've been trying to go down the English route. No, but I mean, I read on Twitter that Wenger wants to be in the international game. I'd have him.
I love that.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Could you?
That'd be so fun.
I like Wenger, but
whether we did well or not, it'd be so fun. Imagine Wenger as the England
manager. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I just don't know if we do good.
I reckon we do all right with it.
If he had a resurgence, Wenger ball is beautiful. Now, if you had the wingers that we have, maybe we could do good. But it's hard to say because remember we had, as an Arsenal fan, I know what we had. We had Sanchez, and we had Urs, we had this and that, and we did well, but we never won anything. So it's really down to if he's changed up his tactics.
I honestly think just a refresh of management would just help us. Whether it's a good manager or not, I think just a refresh would almost I don't know, get the players back on the right track. I mean, I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion. We did it before. Get in whoever our under 21s manager, put him into management because it seems like our under 21s are doing well. And they know the players.
I have to speak on that.
Yeah, neither do I.
On the under 21s thing. Because this under 21s thing is worrying because if you look at like Nketiah who's tearing up under 21s, he's amazing. He's beat Alan Shearer's record. But then when he comes to like senior football at Arsenal, he's okay, but he's not as prolific as he was under 21. So you have to think, is it that these players can't transition? And in which case, could that be the same for the manager? Yeah. There's a big difference between youth and senior.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the players that we've got in our under 21s are playing Premier League football. A lot of them are.
Oh, yeah.
So they should be doing well because a lot of I assume a lot of the other under 21s at other international level aren't quite on the same, platform of the level that we've got. I mean, you're playing Nketiah, Hudson-Odoi that's played Europa League football.
Tariq Lamptey.
Yeah, Tariq Lamptey that's playing every week for Brighton.
Yeah,
we've got loads of players. It is Brighton, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but the other thing is, if we bring the under-21s manager up, the amount of under-21s players that we've got, or the recent under-21s that we've just brought up, they'll know them, and they had good success last time. I mean, half the players that are just about to come up have won the was it the under-21s World Cup?
Well, we've won loads of those youth ones, haven't we? We won the under-17s World Cup a couple of years ago.
So it's clear that something's gone right with our youth, and it's progressed all the way up, and all of a sudden it's just a massive drop off. Like, what's going on?
But the thing is, there isn't a drop off. Quality, there's not a drop off. If you look at every individual player,
no, but results there is
probably the defense. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you look at the individual players, other than defense, all those players are doing a madness in the Prem. It's only when you get to maybe the back four and the goalkeeper that are struggling. And the opposite, I guess, is with I guess it's the opposite with under-21s, but there isn't really that big of a drop, is what I'm saying. Like there shouldn't be.
We have got a massive issue with our
down to the
defense, though. We have got a massive issue with our defense and our
but it's international. It's international. So what can we do? Because we only have who's here. Like you can't sign a player.
Oh yeah, no, we're in a lot of trouble with our defense because we don't have anyone. Like it's not.
Yeah,
we genuinely just don't have anyone of that can perform.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're right.
And goalkeeper wise, I mean, the first goal wouldn't have gone in if we had Nick Pope there, because he would have reached, his arms would have reached across.
See, I watched that game quite a lot. I watched that goal quite a lot, and I was thinking about it because obviously I want a better keeper anyway. But I'm looking at Pickford to see, is that goal worth him getting booted out yet?
No, I'm not saying it's worth him getting booted out. All I'm saying is because of his little arms, he couldn't reach it.
Yeah, and
so Dean Henderson could have got.
Pope has got
and he was
6 or 7 inches on him.
Yeah, and he is pure and I've said this about Kepa. One of his biggest problems is his size and other things.
Yeah, and his confidence.
Yeah, and his confidence. But a big issue with it is his size, because he can't come out and claim stuff. Jordan Pickford can't reach balls that are about 2 inches away from his body. So
yeah, okay. Fair enough.
So.
No, you're not wrong. You're all right. You're right. I agree. I think the problem again back to the manager situation is we have to accept the fact that our defense sucks.
Yeah.
But what you have to do is get a manager who can deal with that and adapt. And I don't think Southgate's the don to do that.
I mean,
so that's why
I'm going to be pretty honest. Last year we were scoring 4 goals a game, plus more, right? Why can't we just go back to that? It was working. Who cares if we concede 3 at that point? We've scored 4. I'm not being funny. If we score more than them, we win. That's how football works. Surely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I know it's not a great situation to be in, but we've got the strikers and the wingers and the attacking midfielders to score goals. We do not have the defence.
So what's gone wrong then? What's gone wrong?
We're playing too defensively.
We were doing it before.
If we play more attacking, yeah.
You're right. Yeah, we are. I always say this. If you take the game to the other side, you're going to do some... again, I always use Leeds. Because Leeds will go anywhere and in their head, they'll be like, we're going to go and absolutely take the game to them and we could win it. And I don't know why no other team really adopts this, because Leeds have been doing a madness in the Prem since then. And they're having fantastic, really entertaining football. And then you've got England playing 7 defenders and Arsenal are doing the same thing in the league. And it's like... Just try it. And
we were playing a possession game. I mean, I suppose you can't say for the Belgium game, we didn't play attack it, because we had the ball for the majority of the game, and the problem there was we didn't have the right players. Commentators were saying we had Mason Mount and Jack Grealish and Kane. Grealish was fantastic. They are arguably one of the slowest players in our team.
Yeah. That was it.
There's nothing
that was literally it. We didn't take the game to them because although we had possession, I guarantee if I looked at the stats now, there weren't that.
We had 3 shots on target.
That's what I mean. That's not.
And Belgium also had 3 shots on target.
You've got 2 cams playing. You've got 2 cams playing who aren't getting enough forward passes to Kane, who should really be up there, but he's almost not this playmaker mindset, which I don't know if Mourinho's done, or if that's just how he wants to play now. But he needs.
But it still works. It works for Tottenham. I think he's amazing. I think he's better as a playmaking attacker than what he is when he's like a number 9.
Key word is for Tottenham though. It's a different club.
It is.
Imagine England's a different club. You have to play differently because we have different players.
But put Sterling and Rashford.
He doesn't have Bergwijn.
I mean,
yeah, he's got Son at Spurs, and Son's an amazing player, but so are Rashford and Sterling. You'd imagine Rashford and Sterling, who are players who are best known for their goal scoring abilities, they should be able to play that Son role of almost like an inside forward who makes the runs off and scores most of the goals.
We didn't have them against Belgium. They're both not there.
Yeah.
But we have Sancho. Why?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's just played 90 minutes, but that's not an excuse. Mason Mount has just played, 70, 80? And yet he gets to start. What? So it's nothing to do with he's just played 90 minutes. That's a load of rubbish. So, and as a Chelsea fan, I'd much rather have Sancho on that pitch than Mason Mount. Because...
Yeah. Really? You talk about him?
No, I do. But Mason Mount isn't a cam for a starter. He is a centre mid. He has came out and said that. He prefers it in that role. And that's why you now see for Chelsea, you play Havertz and Mason Mount as a centre mid, not 2 cams. Because he prefers to come in deep, collect the ball, and move it up the pitch. He's not a cam. And this is the biggest problem with Mason Mount at the minute. We are playing him in the wrong positions.
To be honest, I didn't even know it was a cam. For the longest time, I've always thought it was a... I mean, I didn't know he was a centre mid. For the longest time, I thought
he himself prefers to play in centre mid. And you can see why. And the Ireland game, he played in centre mid and he was fine. I don't think he did anything wrong.
It's fine. It's all right.
I mean, he was okay, but he did better than what he did against Belgium when they play him in left. Left attacking mid. I mean, we're playing people in the wrong positions. We've got players on the bench that could be playing. Like, we're playing a CDM in centre back, yet we've got a centre back on the bench. What's going on there?
But I mean, Dyer's been turning it. They're trying to turn him into a centre back, aren't they? In Tottenham and in England.
What's the point? He's not a good player.
That's what I mean. Like, there's no point adapting him because he's rubbish. Like, no matter where he plays, he's still going to be crap. Like, he should have gone probably last window. There was links of him leaving.
Pickford would put the same type of performance in striker as Dyer does in centre back. And you're not going to put Pickford in up top, are you? It's pointless.
He's good. He's good with his feet, innit? He could bang it top.
Exactly. He can do one thing. I mean, did you see the penalty he took? He can do one thing. It doesn't mean we put him up top. So why are we putting Dyer in centre back?
He can shoot.
But
yeah.
Hopefully it all gets sorted out. We've got one more. In fact, I say that we've only got 2 more games left of internationals, and it's Euros.
Finally. Oh wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure we've got
that sounds mad because we've got one more game
Iceland,
and
then we've got a friendly booked with Scotland. I think that's it because they don't want to keep.
They'll get some more. I'd imagine they get some more friendlies in.
The minute though,
they just haven't been booked yet, have they?
At the minute though, that's all it is. So it's.
I doubt it'll be
because when is the next international break?
It's not for a while. I think
know.
It's Feb, isn't it?
Not until next year. Yeah.
So that's the Scotland game that's probably been booked in. Bearing in mind, if the pandemic carries on, it's going to be difficult. So, yeah, it's not looking good.
It's rough. I don't even know where we have international breaks, to be honest. It just ruins football because with this pandemic, you're going to get more COVID cases.
We shouldn't be having international breaks.
At the minute,
now.
yeah.
It just ruins
I mean,
it,
you look
because
at the players
who have it and
who
can have a full team.
Just in the last week have had coronavirus or have had to self-isolate. Salah, another Liverpool player down. Yeah. Cody's had to self-isolate. You know, they're dropping like flies.
I mean,
We shouldn't be travelling all over the place, particularly for unnecessary friendlies. I mean, it's one thing to do it for Euros qualifiers and the Nations League.
Yeah.
But friendlies.
Why? I would say that friendlies are more safe than the Nations League purely because you can book friendlies and you sort them out yourself. So you can turn around to another country that you know is isolated.
You just say you don't want to do it. You just say you don't want to do it.
Well, yeah, exactly. And whereas Nations League, you can't do anything about.
We were going to play New Zealand instead of Ireland.
Yeah.
We had to replace them.
Whereas we have to play Belgium. We didn't have a choice. If someone...
And that's how you... Again, because that's how you know New Zealand is smart. Because they've handled the pandemic the best as well. And how can you not clock? They've obviously handled the pandemic the best, and then they've said we're not going to play a friendly. What in your head thinks? Oh, we should do the same thing as them. Like, it's so obvious to do that.
Yeah, but let's not get too in depth with the pandemic.
I think ideally, the only games that should have been played were the Euros qualifiers that took place a few days ago. Those are the only absolutely necessary games.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, and I don't think. I mean, a friendly against Ireland, as long as everyone's isolated, you sort everything out, and it's very, very organised, and it can be cancelled at any time. I think that's all right. Because they've got to play, because we've got Euros coming up. There's no chance.
Someone from Vida, that centre back, Croatian centre back.
He got his
his test back
half
at
time.
half time.
I don't know how that's
positive,
happened.
and he still played.
No, I'm pretty sure he came off at half time, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's.
He played the first
half of the game. It's ridiculous. It's a joke.
But I mean, surely, if he's being tested, why is he on the pitch?
Yeah, you should not be playing if you're awaiting test results.
That's it's international laws as well. Because at the minute we have to isolate if you're in a test, whether you've got it or not. But I'm not going to go into in depth with the politics around pandemics and
stuff.
Football
podcast, football only. Boys.
I'm not very good
Keep politics and football separate.
Yeah, but it is what it is. We lost against Belgium. We're not relegated out of the first. What is it? The first groups.
The first league, I think it is.
Yeah, the first league. So we're still in that.
We've got the top league,
which is where we have to be.
Is it top two? Top two?
No, I think it's just the bottom one gets relegated, isn't it?
I think the bottom one gets relegated and the top one goes into the finals.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Because I'm pretty sure in B, it's the top one goes up into the next one. I don't think the second one does anything. I just think they just stay there.
Wait, I don't even know how this league works. So if you get relegated out of Nations League, you go to a Group B, like Europa League.
No, there is just another Group B. So I think.
Well, it's like you've got the top league, League A, and that's with all the top teams.
So that's four. There's four,
and
groups
then that's split into groups.
So there's four.
And then if you come bottom of one of the groups in League A, you get relegated to League B into one of those groups.
Yeah, and if you win in League B,
you go up to League A.
You go up.
Yeah.
So 4 go up into Group A and 4 go down into Group B.
Oh, okay, 4 go down. And then what happens after that? Like, after that's all done, what happens to those two groups? It just happens next year again.
So they redo the groups. So those, however many teams there are, 16 teams go into a draw.
Yeah.
I think there's more groups. I think it's more than 4 groups.
The top one's only 4. There's definitely only 4.
I have to Google this later.
I'm pretty sure there is. I'll double check that.
I'll Google it in a bit. It's weird. This is a weird league.
Right.
It's almost like
it's really confusing.
Have you seen that pre-season Emirates Cup that happens where it's like however many goals you score is the amount of points you get? It's like that. It's just dumb. Like I don't know why there's so many.
Yeah, there's 4 groups.
Sam.
And then there's 4. Yeah, there's 4 groups in all, and they go all the way goes down to Group D, which there's Group D. You got Gibraltar, San Marino, Malta, Albania type.
I want to watch that. That sounds
teams,
more interesting.
Slovenia. So yeah, no, there's quite a lot. I mean, Wales are top of Group B, so they could be going.
They're top of a group in League B.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they're top of League B, Group 4. They're top.
See,
of that.
It's confusing. This is dumb. I don't like this.
It's really weird.
So yeah, they could
Why
possibly
is
get
this like
promoted up into League
And
A.
the thing is like no one even cares about this league yet. Like
it makes it more competitive. I think it's better than just normal friendlies. It means that we play against people that are of the same.
And that's
same
one of
level
the
as us.
most important things. Is that it's not just you can't just think about it from our perspective. One of the most important functions of the Nations League is that it allows some of the smaller teams like your San Marinos and your Liechtensteins to play against teams kind of their own level.
Yeah,
because usually they just get all that happens with them is they get put into the only competitive games they play is in like Euros qualifiers where they're in big groups with the likes of England and Belgium. They get hammered 10-0 every game,
which ain't gonna help them.
So yeah, when they're in this format, they're able to play against each other and maybe actually win a game.
It's not gonna help them.
Yeah, well, it's how you improve. I mean, otherwise you'd have the Premier League. You'd have Kidderminster Lions there.
Yeah, and
I mean,
and this way you get
the local
exactly.
teams.
In this way you get kind of nice little stories of small teams doing well. Like I think it's Luxembourg right now, having a surprisingly good run, and they might even get promoted. So we've had a little bit of technical difficulties there.
All right, cool.
So
technical difficulties. I still can't hear them. My Wi-Fi is terrible at the moment, but we'll make it work.
So, like I said, we would just you get these kind of little small nations that have these nice moments like Luxembourg, who are doing well at the moment. They might get promoted.
Yeah.
So that's one of the most important functions of the Nations League.
Yeah, I mean, it also brings fans to the sport as well. Because if you've got a country that is getting battered 10-0, you're not going to support them. If I'm seeing Chelsea getting battered 10-0 every time they play, I ain't watching football.
Yeah, but it's a bit different when it's your national team. Like I'm pretty sure San Marino fans still watch San Marino play.
Yeah, but you're not going to want to watch them lose 10-0.
You have no reason.
I watch San Marino. I watch San Marino just in case they might win. Like I saw them draw. Like it's great.
I love San Marino. San Marino like my third team.
Who do they draw against? Is it Luxembourg or Liechtenstein?
Probably Liechtenstein. Luxembourg are okay.
Yeah.
But it makes it more interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, we watch England games because, we're most likely going to lose, but we always have that chance of winning. Whereas if we're watching England lose 10-9,
we're not that bad. We're not a terrible team.
If England were getting battered every game, I don't know if I would watch them.
I'd probably watch every other game or every third game. Whereas
but they aren't fun to watch. They're not fun.
Yeah, but the thing with the national teams as well is most fans put their club team above the national team. I mean, I don't know if that's the same outside of England. That's the case with most people I know in England. Maybe in other countries, there's more kind of collective national pride for the country team over club teams. But certainly if your national team's doing badly, I think more than if your club team was doing badly, you'd probably be tempted to not pay so much attention.
Well, I mean, the best example for this is us at the World Cup. I don't think we've seen the nation so together before. The world, it was mental. Everyone was together again.
Yeah,
but as soon as England do badly,
you could literally say it's coming home to anyone on the street, and people just smile at
exactly.
It's great. It was the best feeling,
and that's because we were doing well and we weren't losing games. Yeah. As soon as that stopped,
that's what football is, isn't it? That's what football is. Though. It just unites the country.
So, but anyway, we've spoken about England a bit too much for my liking.
we've got a bit too far.
So let's bring it back down to earth with the Premier League.
Oh God, it's been boring, hasn't it? So we've obviously missed out, but we're gonna do our list, right?
Yeah,
yeah. We've come up with a way to liven up the international break a bit.
Because it's boring.
Yeah,
it is boring. The international break is boring. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna compile a team of the best current Premier League players.
Best Premier League players.
I want to just clarify this with you guys, right? Best current, right? Are we talking this season?
They have to be playing.
They have to be in the Premier League.
They have to be playing.
Yeah, but like,
so like,
and then we're talking just the best players. Not just talking in form. We're talking best.
So best. So are their whole career then essentially, not just like within the last 5 games?
Well, how we think their actual ability is.
Maybe we should do how they're doing at the moment.
Yeah,
you have to factor that in, obviously. But like, for example, Danny Ings or someone like that is in great form.
Yeah, but he's not like okay.
And they're probably in better form than someone like Marcus Rashford.
Aguero.
Okay, because my biggest one was
exactly
Edouard Mendy.
That's a really good example. Actually. Aguero, because Aguero's been injured this whole season, but he's still
I'm smart.
Overall a better player than like Danny Ings.
Yeah.
So first of all, we need to pick a formation.
So start a goalkeeper.
No, pick a formation.
Just do 4-4-2 in it.
We're doing 4-4-2.
Yeah.
We're losing. I feel like we're losing an attacking midfielder.
Oh no. We could do 4-2-3-1 then.
I think 4-2-3-1 works best.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Let's make sure I can. Oh, hello.
Why do we get the guy who doesn't know what he's doing?
I mean, I've lost the formation bit, so this could be interesting.
Great start. All right, love that.
Well,
we're
going with the 4. How do I change the form? Oh, there it is. There we go.
We here at the Active Podcast are very
4-2-3-1. Right, here we
very
go.
tech savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That's right. You won't be able to see that bit. It's good.
I can see it.
Right, 4-2-3-1. Goalkeeper.
Start with goalkeeper. I think.
So this
I think
this
I'm
is
gonna
my
do that
issue
every
with
time.
it, because if we're going current, I'm saying Mendy,
You can't do Edouard Mendy.
but
No.
We're not doing. We're
but
doing.
that's
See,
why I
that-
had to
that's
ask the
what I think.
question.
That's why I say you have to factor in multiple things. Like, okay, in terms of pure form, you could argue that Edouard Mendy is in, or maybe Emi Martinez at Villa. They're two of the most informed
Oh my
goalkeepers
God.
in the league.
Yeah,
But
I had
at
to
the
make
end
sure
of
that
the
was
day-
cleared up first.
It's surely between Alisson and Edison,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and hasn't the other thing is hasn't Alisson been injured this season? So
He's
far?
had injuries
Yeah,
this
Alisson's
season, yeah,
been
but
injured, like,
he's
two
been
or three
back. He's
times.
been back from injury.
So
You know, he has played this season a fair bit.
Edison's been okay, but he's kind of like gone
I
back
feel
into
like
the shadows
Edison
since
has
his
mistakes
defense has
in
been
him
shaky.
more than Alisson does.
yeah, and Alisson
Yeah, and
wasn't
he's
part
had a
of
rubbish
that.
defense.
Alisson wasn't part of that 7-2, was he?
No,
No.
So I
Adrian
think
definitely,
other
yeah.
than that, I don't think Liverpool have had a bigger scare than that, have they? In terms of goals conceded. Whereas
In the
Alisson
league, no, but
play
you can
in the
talk
Leeds
about
game?
Atletico.
But in terms of Man City,
Probably.
Edison
Don't
was
surprise me.
there for the 5-2, wasn't he? Or the 5.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Edison,
he
he certainly has. He has like shaky moments every now and again. I feel like definitely more so than Alisson. Like Alisson's had his scary moments, but every goalkeeper does.
So-
I think I feel like Alisson's a more safe pair of hands.
we're going with Alisson in goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Alisson starts
Okay.
for Brazil over Edison.
Ewan's got a spell. This isn't good.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's how it's
We
spelled.
can sort that out afterwards.
But it's pictures in the. You'll see a picture of
He
Alisson
spelled it right. He
instead.
spelled it right.
Right.
Guys,
So
Ewan spelled Addison correctly.
see, to be fair, I did actually search it up beforehand. I tried to put it into it,
Oh
and
my God.
it came up because I put a double L instead of one L. But
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
To be fair, that's
Alright,
kind of an easy mistake to make.
Right then. Anyway, enough of my spelling. What are we going to
Right
next?
back.
Centre backs or right backs or left
right
back?
back.
Right back.
Right back.
So
Hector Bellerin's got like 3 or 4 assists this season. I just want to say that. Like, he's been sick.
One sec, guys. 1 sec.
I have to plead his case.
I mean,
We have some mild interruptions.
well, while we're talking about that, let's
I
have an
do think
argument
Bellerin.
between Hector Bellerin and Reece James.
Listen, I know you're going to say Reece James.
Right.
I don't want to hear about it. Hector Bellerin is a far better right back in terms of his...
Is what?
You know.
Come on.
And going forward, first of all, Hector Bellerin's been in the game much longer than Reece James. Reece James has only been your consistent right back for like a season and a half, if that. Bellerin,
10
going
games.
forward, he gets some mad assists. He's got some great slide tackles in him. Sometimes he could just take someone out, easy peasy, no problem. If you need anybody, heck, he's your man. As long as he's in form. He had a long-term injury. He missed most of last season and the season before that. But he's been at Arsenal now for 10 years. And
Is that how long it's been?
yeah, he came.
Oh my days.
He's like 24, 25, and he came when he was like a teenager. That's why he speaks good English. My guy sounds like me. You wouldn't know his Spanish if you heard him
Yeah,
speak.
he's like a Londoner.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
look, this debate is irrelevant because
Alright.
the answer is Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. No, okay, all right, no. Let me just say something, yeah, because he had a great season last season.
He's
That was
had
his
multiple
breakout
great
season.
seasons.
No.
Last season wasn't his...
No,
No, he's had at least 2 seasons as a starting right back for Liverpool the entire way
Okay,
through.
two, and this season he's been whack. Where's he been?
No, he
Where's
hasn't.
been?
I don't
Where's
think
he
he's
been?
whack.
How many assists does he have this season?
He's a
I
right
think
back.
he's got 1 assist.
But we're forgetting
How
what a
many
right
does
back
Bellerin
is.
have? Look it up.
He's in... Listen,
Look it
he's
up.
in...
I beg you.
He's
look it up.
in
Look it up,
probably the
please.
worst
Please
form
look it up.
of his
Please
career.
Look it up. So what? Players
He's
have
the
that
be-
all the time.
Yeah,
So
but
He's the best
obviously-
right back in
Trent
the
in his peak is better than Bellerin in his peak.
Trent is...
Come off it.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
Oh,
is.
Okay, yeah, all right. Okay, all right. That was right. But how long does peak last? Not very long, does it?
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
theoretically, he
that's-
shouldn't
that's-
actually hit his
he's
peak.
He's been consistently at his
Bellerin
peak
has
for
been-
2 seasons,
no,
and he's had a
because
mild
Bellerin-
drop off this season.
Bellerin was consistently good for about between 3 and 5 seasons, up until he got his injury. Yeah,
That
Then when
was
his injury,
that was a couple
he
years
slowed
ago,
down.
though.
We're also missing another
Yeah, and then
English right
he's
back.
come
though.
back. He's bounced back.
Yeah, but he's not the best right back in the league.
What would you say to Kyle Walker?
No,
Kyle Walker
No,
is
he's just
like
fast. That's it. He's just fast.
Kyle Walker's a very good right back, but I would rather have Trent.
Okay.
But I think Kyle
For
Walker.
argument's sake, we'll just say.
Well,
I think Kyle Walker is like the major contestant to Trent.
Yeah.
But I would still go for Trent.
He's just because all he is pacey. I think you guys are really just.
Nah,
putting the fact that
he's
fast.
so.
Well,
good
either way,
defensively, I think.
two of us have said Trent, so
Like, I just want to say on
Trent.
Kyle Walker,
All right,
the
Trent,
fact that
Trent,
he
just
can
put Trent in.
play
yeah.
competently at centre back shows how good he is defensively as well.
I mean, I think there's only one
Okay.
answer for left back, to be brutally honest.
Don't even go there. He's only been at your club for 3 seasons, 3 days.
No,
Three
no,
games.
I wasn't saying
3
chill
games.
out. I was going Robertson.
Yeah.
Kieran Tierney.
Does there need to be a debate about this? Can
I mean, I
just
don't
move on
actually think
to
there's
Robertson?
No,
any.
it's
apart-
gonna be
apart-
it's gonna be Robertson.
I don't actually
Should've
think there's many
Robertson. I'm
decent
not
left
gonna
backs in.
Yeah, there's a bit of a
It'll
lack
be Kieran
of
Tierney soon.
decent
But
left backs. Tierney's a good left back, and you know,
Chilwell?
certainly in a couple of seasons,
Give him
Chilwell
some
and Tierney
time, I
will
think he'll
probably
be
be
up there.
like the two main guys contesting that. But for now, it's Robertson for sure.
Yeah. Centre backs.
the big one.
Centre backs, okay.
The man that we're gonna say
But it's-
isn't
See-
here for the rest of the season, so I'm
That's,
putting him in.
that is an
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
thing. Do we include
And he's only been
Van
in the
Dijk?
Prem for like 2-3 seasons. No, he has.
Yeah, but in those seasons, he's been the best centre back in the world.
He has, but purely
Yeah.
because he isn't going to be here for the rest of the Premier League.
Do we
season.
discount him?
I
because
don't.
of
I
his
don't think we
injury?
put him in, and it also means it opens it up for someone else.
Okay.
So do we say? So we say Laporte then, because Laporte is second.
Oh yeah,
best as
Laporte
well.
has to go in. Laporte has to go in.
Yeah.
So put Laporte in. Which side do we put him in? It doesn't really matter, does it?
I think it doesn't
Left,
matter.
isn't it?
But Laporte's a left back, left centre back, isn't he? So
And then right centre back. You're probably going to hate me for this.
This is
But
harder.
I'm saying Thiago Silva because of how much he's brought to Chelsea.
But he
last-
hasn't
and he is-
done that. No, he's done good in your dressing room, fine. But in terms of
look at that. Look
no,
at
to
how
be
he's
he's
fair,
been
done.
here, 'cause I would've said
think
Gabriel.
he's been, other than that mistake he made on his first game, I
He's
think
been phenomenal.
he's been really, really
so is
good.
Gabriel. But so is Gabriel. I would say Gabriel's
But
playing better personally.
Listen, I don't.
Look at your last game.
Go on,
I'm not
go on,
disagreeing
no,
with
no,
you
no,
there,
finish
Jacob,
it.
either, because
No, say it.
Yeah,
No,
Aston Villa.
No, go.
yeah,
Go on.
he was poor against Villa.
Oh,
but
come
both-
off it.
they've
Before
both been
that, he
really
was
good.
quality.
They've both had really good seasons. I'm not denying that at all. But I don't
Gabriel
think
didn't
we
make a
put
mistake
either
in
of
the
them in
Villa
this.
game, though. Gabriel, oh my God. All right.
We're not
whatever.
putting either of them in.
No, we can't.
I
You
don't
can't have
think so.
Thiago Silva or
Listen,
Gabriel
they've
because none of
not
them
been in the
for a
league.
full
We
season.
don't know.
But it's
enough
current
to say
Premier League. It's current Premier League.
Yeah, but you can't.
He's
That
been
logic,
in for like
it's not
4
just on
days.
form. It's not just on form.
Yeah,
You have to
it's-
combine these
Brother Plane's
things.
not even refueled.
So
Should've put him in the
who else
freaking
is there
11.
centre back wise that we could?
David Luiz?
No.
Don't count. No.
Get
Don't
out of
lie,
here.
'cause
Get
you know
out
we
of
should
here.
be
I'm laughing. I'm
Don't
laughing.
Get
There's no
out
shame
of
about
here.
laughing at
You
that
cannot
shit.
put the
Don't
clown.
lie to me. You know he should be in there.
Alright,
Think
Christy
about
the
it.
Clown
No,
should
Don't-
not be
no,
here.
shut up. Shush, shush,
No.
shush, 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 shush. Just think. Just don't say anything. Just think. Think back. I want you to think of the screaming score for Brazil. I want to think about all the screaming score for Chelsea. He went to Chelsea.
Who cares about
We're on about
screaming?
current-
He's a centre back.
Tore it up. The guy tore it up when he came back and he tore it up before. And
You
to be
can't say
honest-
that. You can't say that
No,
because you've
I'm
just
not finished. I'm not finished.
nah.
And when he's been playing, he hasn't been that bad for Arsenal. He's only had a few. You only know about the slip-ups.
He
You
hasn't
don't
been
see
that
him on a
bad. Isn't
consistent
good enough to
basis.
get into the team of the season.
Oh my days!
You,
lot are
like
thinking-
literally, you've got
You're
in
not
this season,
thinking
right?
clearly.
No, you literally
aren't
just had a
thinking
go at me
clearly.
for saying Thiago Silva, right?
Because
Thiago Silva, look what he's done for Brazil. Look what he's done for PSG.
I don't care. It's a different league. It's France. It's like playing against under 21s. How long has David Luiz
And he
been
is
in the Premier
arguably
League?
one of the best centre
No,
backs.
you should know. Answer my question. How long has David Luiz been in the Premier League?
I don't know, like
Since
5 or 6.
2011, I think.
2011. 9 years.
Nah,
There's a
he
couple
went
of
to
seasons in
PSG.
there with PSG. There's
Yeah,
a
he
couple
went
of
to
Yeah,
seasons
PSG
okay.
with
He
for
was
like
at
3
PSG.
seasons.
So let's say.
And
let's
also,
say
we did
six-
play in centre back
6
when he
years.
first came to the Premier League.
For 5 of them, he was consistently one of the best.
He wasn't
won
consistently one of the best.
He won Champions Leagues. He won Premier League
The
titles.
first Champions League he
FA
won,
Cups.
the Champions League he won for Chelsea,
Oh my
he did not play in
days,
centre
this
back.
is
He played in
infuriating.
CDM.
What has he
It
won?
was John
I
Terry
just
and
want you to
Gary
tell me what this
Cahill
guy
that
has
played in
won.
centre back for
Oh
it.
my days! But what has he won? But what has he won? He's won stuff.
We're talking about centre backs. You can't.
Does he have
You can't
medals
say
in the
he's got a
does he have
Champions
medals
League
the
medal
trophy
in
cabinet?
centre back because he didn't play
Oh
there.
my God.
He played in
Oh
centre
my
defensive
God.
mid.
Oh my God. He was still there. I don't care if he changed position.
But we're talking about
He was still
centre
there.
back.
Reece James played CDM and he moved to right back. We would have had this conversation. You wanted to put Reece James in there. We didn't. I'm saying I don't care about moving positions, all right? Because he was still there.
No, but your argument is he's got a medal.
The point here is very simple.
Oh my God.
If you
I'm
honestly
over
think
it now.
we should
I'm
put
over it.
David
I don't wanna
Luiz
talk about it anymore.
in the best Premier League team,
If you think David Luiz should have been on there,
you
I
will
want
be
you to put it in
booted
the
off the
comments.
podcast.
I want you to.
cannot believe it.
You can't boot me up.
He's not one of the two best centre backs in the
podcast.
league, and it's that easy. It's that easy.
Listen.
It's
If
that
you
simple.
think David Luiz should be in this 11, I want you to put it in the comments, our 4 fans, please, because this is an injustice. This is an injustice.
It's not an
Dan, I know
injustice.
you're a
He's not
Chelsea
one of the
fan.
two
It
best
is.
centre backs in the league.
But you know what? Do you know what? It's okay. I don't want to have this conversation anymore. It's okay. Let's move on. Yeah. You tell me who you want to put in. I swear to God, if you say Cody, I'm going to come to your house.
I'm not going to say Cody.
Okay.
I'm not going to say Cody because apparently I'm the only one who's not biased
right.
for their team.
Saying
right.
Thiago
Who
Silva
goes in
isn't
then?
biased. He is a very, very
It's
good
a bit
Can we say?
biased.
Can
Willy
we say
Boly.
Lewis Dunk then? Because he's been pretty good. Oh, you're a joke.
Who?
I'd say
Who,
Lewis
Jacob?
Dunk, to be honest. Lewis Dunk.
Lewis Dunk.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a good
look,
player.
He slept on. The fact that he hasn't got an England cap is wrong. He slept on, and I think he's quality. I don't think people talk about him enough. But if you look at him play, like when we played Brighton, like he was world class. Well, he was quality. I shouldn't say world class, but he was really good. I use that word a lot. I can't think of anyone else who consistently been in the Premier
that's
long
the
and
thing
has
is-
performed
So,
well.
Sam, who are
Thing
you
is-
saying then? Because you haven't actually mentioned a name
It's-
yet.
It's difficult, like thinking about it, because without Van Dijk, usually the easy answer is Laporte and Van Dijk,
Yeah.
and then you take one of
Yeah.
them out, and it becomes a heck of a lot
There's no one
more
else.
difficult. There is other players, but it's a much closer debate, and David Luiz is not in that debate. So
So who are
see
you
later in
putting
the
forward?
comments,
Because I'm going to be brutally honest, I'm out of ideas.
yeah,
It's Lewis Dunk.
I mean honestly,
join
I'm
me,
struggling
Lewis
to
Dunk.
move past Lewis Dunk at this point.
It's Lewis Dunk. I'm telling you.
Nah, mate, Kurt
I'm
Zuma.
right. I'm damn right. Oh, shut up. He's only.
I suppose, like,
he was a flop
Alderweireld?
at Everton. He was alright at Everton. No. He had a decent season a couple.
We're
seasons
definitely
ago,
missing a
but
centre
ever
back
since
here.
he's aged,
We're missing off a centre back.
Oh,
here.
we're forgetting
It's
someone.
Lewis Dunk. It's Lewis Dunk. It's Lewis Dunk. It is.
I mean,
don't even cap. You know it is. You know it's Lewis Dunk.
because the thing is,
Lewis, I love you.
it
You're a G.
might be Gabriel or it might be Thiago Silva, it might be like Ruben
Gabriel,
Dias
but
or
we
something,
won't
but
know.
I don't think we can be justified in putting them in
It's Gabriel.
because we haven't seen enough.
He's the answer. Gabriel will be the best centre back in the league next season. Mark my
I mean,
words.
I'm
can clip
personally
this,
going off the amount
save it for next
that
season,
Thiago
send it
Silva's
back on
done
Twitter.
this season for Chelsea.
Gabriel.
Without him, we wouldn't be where
I don't
we
want to
are.
hear. No, listen. Stop talking about Thiago Silva. Stop it. Stop it. Can you hear me? Do you hear what I said? Stop it. Yeah.
What? So we're putting in
Stop
Lewis Dunk then?
We're putting in Lewis Dunk.
We've definitely
Thank
missed
you.
someone off, and someone's
This
going
has
to
gone
scream at us
too
for this.
long.
Right, CDM. CDM.
Don't say Declan Rice. Don't.
If you argue with me on this one, I'm going to
Don't.
throw my
I know who
microphone.
you're gonna say. I know who you're gonna say, and I agree. I know who you're
N'Golo
gonna say, and I
Kante.
agree. It's yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right,
He is.
fair play.
I'm gonna put it out here. I still think he's one of the best CDMs in the world.
Yeah, he is. He is not necessarily the
I'm
best.
trying to think of
I
anyone else.
You know, Casemiro is a world class player, for instance, and there's probably a couple of us, but I think Kante is the best DM in the league. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
and
I
then
could agree
we've
with
got to put another one in there, and I am going to put Declan Rice up there. Just
See,
I'm throwing him up
I
into
think
the
we
air.
need to. I feel like we need to put in here more of a advanced midfielder, not an attack midfielder, but more of an advanced central midfielder rather than a DM.
like a number 8, like a number.
yeah,
8.
like a number 8. Yeah.
Really?
Hmm.
He plays
I
in
don't-
centre
I
back
don't- I don't want
sometimes.
very good number
I don't want
8.
2 DMs in this
I
team.
can't say Ceballos. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
right.
still-
We'll move it so we have.
We're playing like England. I don't
We'll
want
play
that.
a really weird formation where it's a 4-1-1-3-1.
No,
That's why I play-
you can have
No,
you
it's
can have
still
a
a-
more
no,
you
it's
can have
still
a
a-
more advanced midfielder playing alongside a more defensive midfielder.
Okay.
This guy doesn't play Football Manager. Does
We'll
he?
play it like this. We'll play it like this.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's a centre mid. This is not a CDM.
Yeah, it's a centre mid.
Not a
Yeah, it's a
cam.
centre
A
mid.
centre mid. So
I think
I'm not putting Mount there before you think I'll say that.
You've got plenty of options here. I mean, it depends what position you see De Bruyne as for a start, because he plays.
I'd put De Bruyne there.
He plays in centre mid a fair bit, but you could also argue that De Bruyne is an attacking mid. So
no, I don't want to put him in cam.
You don't want to put De Bruyne in cam. If we don't want to put De Bruyne in cam, then De Bruyne is in this position.
Centre mid.
And that's not.
I'm happy with putting him there.
I think he's better as a number 8 because defensively people don't really clock, but defensively he's actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I see that. So. Yeah. Okay.
In Football Manager, I converted him into a CDM / centre back. So when he turned like,
I probably just butchered the spelling of his name, but we move.
We'll sort it out.
So can we move the can we move the cam now? Because I've set this up. Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Mesut Ozil. Don't cap. Don't.
He's not playing.
He's the one. He is.
He's not even in
He's
your
not in the
squad. He's not even in your squad.
No.
Get out of here.
Can you? No, shut up, because you didn't watch the Prem in his prime. Yeah. Listen to
He's
me.
not in the Premier
League.
His
prime was like 3 years ago.
Which part of current Premier League did you not understand?
Can you just listen? Can you just listen?
Like, at this point, we might as well have just gone Premier League's best.
No.
Jacob, you don't need to argue to us. You don't need to convince us that Mesut Ozil was a world-class attacking midfielder.
They don't listen to
in his
me.
prime.
No.
He was.
I was going to say, I agree. I fully agree.
But he's not anymore.
They don't listen to me. They don't listen to me.
No. Jacob, we are agreeing with you.
Can I just speak?
We are agreeing with you.
Okay, speak.
Can
Jacob,
I
speak?
Can I speak now? If I speak, let me talk. All right. Is Ozil still a member of a Premier League club? Yes or no? Don't say anything. Just say yes or no.
He's not currently playing. You cannot.
Just say yes or no, fam.
No, he's not part of the Premier League squad.
I didn't ask that, did I? Did I ask that? Mug. Now look at you.
You basically asked it. Is he part of a Premier League squad?
No. You answered the wrong question. You answered the wrong question, didn't you? Mug. All right. He still plays in the Premier League team. Although he's not playing because the board sucks, he still plays for the Premier League team. And there is a possibility he could come back in January. Therefore...
Yeah, but you're missing...
I don't want to hear... I don't want to hear it. I'm not finished. Yeah? He still plays for the Premier League team. There is no other player who plays in the number 10 role in the Premier League since he's been here that has done better than him. In fact, no one has beaten his assist record in that position. Okay? If Kevin De Bruyne is playing as a number 8, yeah, there is no other player that has ever been better than him in that position since he's been here.
Yeah, but not now.
Jacob, if you're going off that logic, I think Petr Cech should be in goal instead of Alisson.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I mean,
that is...
Huh?
Jacob, you're arguing... Jacob,
if you're going off that logic...
Now let me speak. Jacob, now let me speak. Because we let you speak.
All right.
You're giving us the historical debate here. Mesut Ozil was an incredible player. But even last season, when he was playing... He's not at that... He's still a decent player, I'm sure, and he's still got amazing, passing. He's still got that vision. But he's not at the same level that he used to be. He's not quite that same player. If he was genuinely a world-class player, he would still be in your squad. He would. I don't care about, internal politics or anything. He would be in your squad. Or someone would be willing to take him on, another team. He's not at that level anymore.
I mean, for me, the key thing is current. He's not currently playing. Otherwise, I'm putting Cech in goal, and no one can argue with that.
No, the difference between that is that Cech retired, whereas
he's currently in the Chelsea squad.
He's still a player. Ozil is still a player. Cech retired and then came back. Ozil didn't say it.
But your logic is the exact same, Jacob. He's currently playing.
Plus, I don't think Cech is getting paid the actual football playing wage. He's probably getting paid.
But he's still. Your question was, is he in that squad? Yes, Cech is in that squad.
Look,
so we're not.
For me, the best cam in the league is probably James Rodriguez. Now,
but we said we can't do that. Listen.
I get that. I understand that. It sounds slightly hypocritical because I've ruled out Thiago Silva and I ruled out Gabriel, but James Rodriguez has been, he's right now, he is still one of the best 5 creative midfielders in the world. And he has been for years and years, and no one recognised that. And he is still that now. And I think he, unlike Thiago Silva and Gabriel, they might be brilliant players. But I can't, justify saying, Thiago Silva is a brilliant player. He's had a brilliant few games, and before that he was in a fairly easy league.
You could say Thiago Silva and James are in the same position.
No, but
they're both world class.
James played in a tougher league than Thiago Silva or Gabriel.
Yeah, you could say that.
And James is unquestionably a world class player.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I can't argue because I can't think of any Cam that's actually better than him. So yeah, I'll just say James. Fine. We'll break the rules for Sam because Sam talks all slow and he sounds smart. He gets to overrule all the laws and does that. So yeah, sure, whatever.
Well,
rules.
I mean, we are actually missing someone that a lot of people would not be happy with.
You're gonna say Jack Grealish?
No, I'm saying Bruno Fernandes.
Do you know what? I didn't think about Bruno.
Bruno
he actually
Fernandes
had a sick season.
He had an amazing season and arguably single-handedly got Man United to the Champions League.
That is true.
Yeah, he is right. You are right. You're 100% right.
And
his record. Yes, he scored a lot of penalties, and Bruno Fernandes and all that. But his record, his goals and assists, put to games ratio for Man United is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm just throwing that out there. Bruno Fernandes.
If you guys want to, if you guys think
for the sake of consistency
best,
of rules,
then I think, to be fair, because of the way that I said that Thiago Silva and Gabriel shouldn't be in, I'll agree with Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes.
So,
yeah, put him in then.
Bruno Fernandes.
Okay, Bruno Fernandes in Cam.
Yep. So, left midfield.
Left winger.
Grealish.
No, come on. Look, he's a great player,
Why?
but he's not better. There's a couple of players better than him.
Who?
Sadio Mane.
I was going to say, you're missing.
Yeah.
You're
You know what?
missing
I completely jumped
the
the
thing
gun.
is here-
And I was like, I don't know why I thought that.
I think here we have a debate. There's a real
I
debate
agree.
to be had here between two players.
I think I know who
Mane.
you're about.
Or Heung-min Son.
Yeah, no, I'm
Mane.
with you on that.
Mane's done it consistently for longer. Son.
So is Heung-min Son.
I was gonna say
Son's done it
Son-
consistently.
Yeah.
Heung-min Son's been...
Yeah, but
he's
Mane...
been at Spurs
all
longer
right.
than Mane's been at Liverpool.
Yeah, okay. All right, you'd be right. You okay, fair enough. But then what I say is that Mane has won more than Son.
I
Son's
know,
won
I
a trophy.
fully agree. I think Mane has done a lot more.
Mane has. Plus, Mane has the world record for the world's fastest Premier League.
Mane's won more, yeah. But I think if you
Yeah.
had Son in Liverpool's team ahead instead of Mane, he also would have won the same amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it's not the team, isn't it? There's more attributes at play then, isn't there? I mean, there's like leadership and teamwork.
That's why I don't think we can really lean on the trophy argument too much, because it's going to come in. It's going to come in a bit later when we talk about strikers as well. So
I'm gonna just because we're on the fence.
Foreshadowing.
If we go with current and who is performing at the minute, it's got to be Son. Because the amount of goals is
But we're
scoring.
not doing that, so I'm going to say
We're talking about the current Premier League starting 11. So
I don't like this. I don't think Son should get it. But maybe that's the Arsenal fan in me, but I don't.
Listen,
I mean, I'm a Chelsea
I
fan
think-
and I don't like him at all.
You're a traitor.
So-
Look at you, mug. Traitor.
But
I think Son's a more complete player, personally.
Yeah. Mane
Yeah,
can
I
play
think-
up front as well. He did for
So
the
can Son.
so
Son
can
can play
Son.
up front.
Yeah,
Son can
Oh,
definitely
to be
play.
fair, yeah, he tore it up front when Kane went.
and I'm sure I prefer to put Son up front than Mane.
I think it's so tough because they're both world class players.
Mane was part of the comeback of the century.
So we have a vote on it.
I'm saying Mane.
I'm saying Son. So you and Scott are deciding.
Why have you
Ewan?
got to do this to me?
Go with God. Don't.
You know what?
rise to Tottenham. Come on.
I because of how much Mane's done with the Mane Salah, it's got to be Mane, really, hasn't it?
Come on, that's
Okay.
my guy.
But Son is an absolutely fantastic.
I can understand the
player.
Son argument though. I can understand the Son argument.
It
I'll-
could have
right
gone
wing.
either way.
I'm willing to accept either one because I think they're both amazing. So
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right. So
Although we have also
for right
missed out
wing-
On the right wing, though,
Sterling,
it's
but,
Salah.
we move.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else who's actually better than Salah.
Well, I think you could again Sterling. You could if you want to, you could throw him in as a right wing contender against Salah, but I think Salah's clear.
Salah's better.
Well, yeah, you've got
Salah has a record.
you've got Salah, and then next to that you've probably got, I don't know, Bernardo Silva and Ziyech. But you can't put
Mahrez.
Ziyech. Oh yeah, Mahrez as well. Sorry.
Yeah.
Other than that,
But yeah, I think Salah's clear of all of them.
yeah. I mean, that
Well,
was an easy one.
conversation. Can we just get to the
I
hard
think,
part?
I
which
think
is-
Salah's probably the second best player in the league, just behind De Bruyne.
Can we get to the hard part now, which is striker?
Striker. Ooh.
I really, really just wanted to slip on Aubameyang, but
No,
I honestly
get out of it.
believe
To be fair-
Vardy. I believe Vardy is currently one of the best. Still,
Vardy's a good shout to throw in there.
yeah.
We've also obviously got Harry Kane.
You can't leave out Aguero, surely.
You've also
The thing
got
is, the
Aguero.
thing is with Aguero. The problem is with Aguero is if you consider Aguero, you have to consider Aubameyang because they both have history of tearing up the Premier League.
Who,
Or they
sorry?
aren't doing it at the moment.
I missed that.
Aguero and Aubameyang, they're in the same boat. They aren't doing it now.
Yeah,
but in history they were
you're
tearing up the league.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Of course I'm right. Come on. I thought about this. I'm the Arsenal fan. I have to think about my ways around. Yeah. But honestly, I
But
think
also-
Vardy has done it for so long. He's done it for like 5 years consistently now. where he's been
At a
tearing
not
up
a
the
very
league.
well, I say not a very good club, but not on the level of Arsenal
Yeah.
and Man City.
Yeah, Leicester.
Yeah.
Leicester have generally had worse squad over the last 5 years, and Vardy's consistently been one of the best strikers in the league.
Didn't he get gold? Did he
Yeah.
get Golden Boot, or was it Aubameyang?
Golden
He won the
Boot
Golden
last season.
Boot last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, was it?
Was it?
Ings?
I don't know whether.
I think it was Ings.
Yeah, I think it was Vardy last
No,
year.
it was between it was definitely between Vardy and Aubameyang. I'm pretty sure.
I think Aubameyang,
Ings.
Aubameyang tied with Mane and Salah 2 years ago, but I think Vardy won it outright this year, last year even.
Yeah. So I
But
am.
then Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Harry Kane's alright, but his injuries have screwed him because he hasn't been consistent.
Yeah, but if you look at his record, he has, I believe, he scored 200 goals for Spurs.
It's two. I'm pretty sure
At
it's
the age
isn't it
of-
250? Or have I messed that stat up?
I think it's two. I think he
sure
recently
is.
hit the 200 mark.
Oh, is it 200? I can't remember if it was 200
But
or
he's
250.
hit that. He's hit that for his club faster than Shearer, faster than Aguero. Maybe not faster than Aguero. I can't remember exactly, but faster than almost any striker in Premier League history. And his ability.
It's 150.
First off-
Sorry, not 200.
Is that in the league though? Because
That's Premier
I'm sure
League.
he scored 200. I'm sure he scored at least 200 in all competitions.
Oh no, it's Premier League. It's Premier League. It's 150
But
and 250.
150 Premier League goals.
Yeah,
At
Vardy
the
won
age of
Golden
what,
Boot. by the way.
26.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. It's 200 career goals for club and country.
That's crazy.
Right, okay.
That is crazy.
I think
Well, he hasn't-
his
but
record
he
is
hasn't won anything.
unbelievable.
But he hasn't won anything.
But
Vardy's won a league title.
I don't think you can use that argument against him. I really don't.
Why? Why?
Because if he was in another team, he would win.
But he's
so
not.
much.
Yeah,
But he isn't.
he isn't. Though, that's the
And you have,
thing.
and then you have to think, why is he not in another team? Because he's clearly the quality for it. You're not
Because
going to want to
Spurs
stay.
priced him out.
Eventually, you're not going to
But
stay at Tottenham.
if
He could leave on a
Spurs
free.
didn't price him at 200 million, and he loves the club as well,
Don't know why.
then
I mean,
Should've stayed at
wasn't there
Arsenal.
talks of him wanting to go recently?
Yeah.
there's
but
always
then he
talks
signed
of
the
him
contract.
wanting to move, thinking that he, wants to leave to actually win some trophies. There's always talk of that every summer. I don't know. I don't really believe any of it. I think he'll probably stay at Spurs for his whole career unless something big happens.
Yeah, I think we're also talking about two completely different strikers. One striker that's very, very quick, running
Yeah.
behind, and then one striker that now his new game is holding up, assists, scoring absolute screamers from
That's
the ball.
that's the other thing. I think Kane has. Vardy's an amazing player, but I think Kane has much more to his game.
Well, yeah. What does Vardy do?
What
when he
Vardy does is he's so fast. His intelligence and his movement is incredible, and he's a brilliant finisher. But Kane also has that amazing intelligence and movement without the pace, which is a bit of a limitation. And he's also an astounding finisher. And his passing range is phenomenal. He's a really good dribbler. He's an underrated dribbler. Like, if he gets in a tight spot, he can get out of that tight spot.
Oh yeah.
And he's got physicality, he's got the strength, he's amazing in the air. I can't think of any better header of the ball I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I'm
happy to go.
I think
with
Kane.
Yeah,
I think Kane wins the argument. I think Vardy's an incredible player.
Also, when Vardy
particularly at
loses
his
his
age as
pace,
well.
what can he do?
Yeah, I think
That's what you need.
like
Getting behind, so you mug them all off.
That's the kind of a similar argument to Aubameyang as well, isn't it? I think we'll still see them be good strikers because at the end of the day they've got that brain to get into positions and they've got that intelligence. But I think Kane is kind of like he's already not got the pace and he's still so incredible.
Yeah.
And he's got so many areas of his game that he's world class at.
All right. Well, there is our
Can we do our manager?
manager.
No,
Yeah.
we're doing manager, are we? Okay.
Might as well. It's an 11, isn't it?
If you say the person I'm saying, we're not doing.
I'm
a
not
manager.
gonna say Mikel Arteta. Come
Okay.
on. Although he did win a trophy in his first season, just saying. He
Right,
won
well,
2.
I think there's only one winner, to be brutally honest, and I'll be pretty annoyed if you lot
Who's
think
that?
differently. Jose Mourinho. He's doing really well with
Come on.
Spurs at the minute,
Come
and
on.
he is arguably one of the best managers ever.
Come on.
What do you mean? Come on?
Hey,
No! Don't even start.
lying. Oh my
It's Jurgen Klopp.
days. How
No,
many
we're
times
having
is
this
Jurgen
debate.
Klopp?
Oh,
Of
my
course
days.
it's Jurgen Klopp.
What do you
How many
mean
times
it's
has Don
Jurgen
been
Klopp?
sacked? No, shut up. How many times?
What do you mean it's not Jurgen Klopp?
How many times has Don been sacked? How many times has
How
Jose
many
been
things
sacked?
has he won?
I
Who
couldn't
won it?
care less.
He won
I
his last
couldn't
league
care.
in 2015, though.
Oh my days!
It's 5 years ago.
Klopp is way. At this point in time, Klopp is miles better. The guy had 3 trophies at one point in time. Like, this
Mate.
Klopp is.
Jose
I don't see
Mourinho
a better
is one of the
manager than
best
Klopp in world
ever.
football.
No, Mourinho is one of the best ever managers.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God.
I'm not denying that. But like.
And
for the
look
last
what he's
5
doing
years,
with
he
that
hasn't.
Tottenham team.
Current.
Look at their
He's
defense.
doing right now. But
Oh
last
my
season he wasn't
days.
doing that.
Yeah,
we're
we're
on
on
a-
a-
last
if
season
we're
he wasn't
talking
doing
about
that.
too current, that's too current, isn't it? Then because obviously
That's in,
they've only
this
been doing it for
is
like 7
entirely
games.
what you're doing now is you're combining like history with current form rather than
Yeah, you're embarrassing
like
yourself.
you're going too
What
far
do you
back
mean
in
I'm
history
embarrassing myself?
and also
You're
being too
embarrassing
current.
yourself now. Just stop it.
Klopp's the best manager in the
Take that
world.
out. It's just say just repeat after me. Repeat after me. You ready?
No, I'm not
The
having
best man-
this.
Just repeat. No. Just repeat after me.
If,
Just the best manager.
no. Currently,
Say it.
out of pure
Say it.
current, out of literally
You're
the
a
last
goat,
couple
man.
of
Yeah, but
years.
we're not. It's not just pure current,
Oh,
and it's not the last couple. Mourinho, not the last couple of years. That's for sure. And I think right now, coaching ability, tactical ability, to make the best possible team, it's Jurgen Klopp.
My guy really tried to say Jose Mourinho with a straight face. I know you have a straight face as well, which is even worse.
I'm just disappointed.
Oh my days. Oh my God. That's so bad. Can
I
we
think
move on now?
Jose
'Cause,
Mourinho is a really good manager, and obviously he's got more historical success than Klopp. And it looked like since he got sacked at Chelsea, he just wasn't the same manager, and now looks like he's finally, doing something new and kind of regaining his spot as one of the top managers. But
Can we at least
he's got a
agree?
little while. He's got a little while of doing this. He's got a little while of doing this before we can say, right, Jose Mourinho is one of the best managers in the league again.
Yeah.
Can you not at least agree that
Joke, man.
out of the whole of their
No.
careers,
No.
Mourinho has been a better
No.
manager?
Oh well, I guess whole career, yeah.
Across the
Okay.
whole career, Mourinho's one of the
I
best
can
managers
deal
of
with
all
that
time.
as long as you agree.
He's one of the
with
best
that,
of all
I'm fine
time.
with that.
There's no debate in that. There's no
Okay,
debate in that.
that's-
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah, the guy won the Champions League with Porto, so yeah.
We'll put
Yeah,
Jurgen
move on,
Klopp in then.
'cause Let's say face for you, because we've been going for quite a while, and I want you to,
Yeah.
recover from this. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
We're past the hour mark now, so
Yeah. Do we want to
let's talk about F1.
Yeah, let's quickly talk about F1.
Yeah, let's give a quick word to F1. I think we didn't intend to
Scenes!
go on about these two
Well,
things as long
Yeah,
as
we
did,
didn't.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Craziness, people
Yeah,
spinning
absolute
around like it's
madness,
Mario
man, jeez.
Kart. It was like people just dropping bananas, and they were
It's
just
like bananas flying everywhere.
that was
Yeah,
sick. It was actually so
someone
fun.
had it in for Valtteri Bottas. They were putting bananas on him in every
Yeah.
corner.
Oh mate, I've never
The
seen.
funniest one was when Verstappen was behind Perez and he was like, I'm gonna get you, and he got caught in his spray and he did like a whole 360 turn. He nearly recovered from it as well, but he couldn't. Yeah, it's a good race. I really
Yeah.
liked it.
So you watched it?
I watched the end of it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the start, but I watched the rest of it on highlights on YouTube.
All I'm saying
Which
is
cheating, I guess.
I still go with the fact that every time Jacob watches a race live, it's a good race.
It goes mad.
It's mad.
I got the
But to be fair-
I got to watch the Hamilton madness, so it was good.
Yeah, and to be fair, we kind of knew it was going to be a bit of a mad race when we saw the qualifying. I mean, you look at that grid, and you look at the potential weather forecast, and you think this is going to be a madness, and it was.
Yeah, the rain was,
and
with the rain.
It was.
Yeah,
Chef's kiss.
Hamilton, obviously, he's a 7-time world champion now.
Congratulations.
He got really emotional in the car.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit
deservedly.
emotional. I was a bit emotional.
Sitting on the sofa, I can't believe this.
No, I wasn't that
Oh
emotional.
my god!
Nah, it's like, you know, when you watch the films, like the Jamaican Cool Runnings, and you
Cool
get
Runnings.
really into it, and like you kind of
Yeah.
you see them when they crash, you're like no, but no.
Little tear roll
But
down.
the thing is, what I was thinking more of the fact we have witnessed a massive thing in history in Formula One. Like the likelihood that people said this about Schumacher. The likelihood of people equaling Schumacher's record is almost impossible.
And Hamilton's done it.
Hamilton's done it. So once again, the likelihood that someone's going to equal it. Plus, Hamilton is only. He said he's only just starting to feel great.
Wow.
Yeah,
We are
he's got
gonna
more left in him
witness-
for sure.
It's just we are witnessing such a big point in history for Formula One.
Yeah.
And we have been alive for for all of Lewis Hamilton's wins. And we're able to watch them. So I definitely haven't watched all of them, but I've watched the majority of his titles. Which is mental.
Lips are dry.
So, but...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Got to
to
feel a
see
bit
him
lucky.
Yeah,
to have witnessed this greatness.
I feel lucky seeing it now. Like, I'm glad I got to see it. Like, if I'd never watched F1 and I didn't start until later on, I didn't see him do all this madness. I think it would have been worse for me. But now that I'm seeing it and like understanding the sport, it's really cool. I love it.
But I mean, I think I'm going to go straight into there before we do anything. My driver of the day has to be Lewis Hamilton.
I
has to
think
be. It can't be
I think
anybody
it's
else,
fair
really.
enough
Right.
to give it to Lewis Hamilton.
And it's not even because
it's
not even because of the seven wins. It is like the way
it was an incredible drive.
he drove
Sick.
with slicks while wearing intermediates.
Where was his lowest position? Was it 7th?
No, he started sixth.
Started sixth,
So he came
and
from
then he
6th and
just
won.
And the fact was, he was about 30 laps in. He was what 10 seconds down on the guy ahead of him. And
Is that 5th in the 30-second lap? Is 5th?
Yeah, it's like his recovery was incredible,
He was
and the fact that he was
struggling
able to
get
manage those tyres so well.
Yeah. Was it 52 laps on intermediates? So I think he pitted at lap 6.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, most racers were struggling to go 20 laps on them. Like,
I mean,
what?
How does he do
the
that?
amount of people
What
like
did he do different?
Verstappen had to pit a couple of times because he couldn't deal with the tyres. Stroll was, starting to not be able to deal with the tyres, and then he pitted and he couldn't deal with those tyres either.
And I think
And they lost
I feel really
Is
sorry
that
for
Costin
Lance Stroll,
Pole?
by the way.
Yeah,
I feel so sorry for
Costin
Lance
Pole
Stroll.
doing that.
I do, but
If his tyres didn't give out, he probably would have got pole.
but it was also to do with the fact of how fast he was setting off in his first stint. He was going way too fast to manage his tyres.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, at the end of the day, he's 23. Obviously, he's not. He's not as experienced as
But
Lewis Hamilton or
you saw
Sergio
that from the
Perez, so he's
formation,
not going to
though.
have. Yeah, and he hasn't got those time management skills yet. Those aren't the kind of natural abilities that you have when you're young. Your natural ability is all about pace and fitness and just overtaking. Whereas that kind of thing like time management, that's something you build up over years and years and years of experience at the top of Formula One as well. Not just like you have to understand that it's very different managing tyres when you're in the lead than when you're in 10th, which is the kind of position that Stroll's been in for most of his
and you saw that from
career. So he's so inexperienced in that position that you can't really blame him for being a bit, not being quite ready for it.
Yeah,
but even with all that, if he hadn't pitted, he would have come at least third, you'd think, considering Perez came second.
Yeah, and the thing is with experience, Lewis Hamilton said he was never going to pit because he made a mistake in 2007 when he pitted and he crashed into the pits.
Yeah.
And that is
he learned his lesson.
It's something that comes from experience. He had a blowout at the start of the season. He's thrown titles away for silly mistakes that he's made before. Did it happen in Monaco where he pitted too early and he lost it? Lewis Hamilton hasn't always been a perfect driver. But
exactly, yeah.
No,
that's what he learns.
It comes with experience,
age.
and I think that what Lewis Hamilton did was he showed the amount of experience that he had in performing there. And the other thing is
I mean, he's 35, so he's obviously learned.
Well, exactly.
He's had time.
But the other thing is as well, people say, "Oh, put Max Verstappen in that Mercedes, and he'll give Lewis a good running in." I mean, yeah, I agree in most races, but on that race, the amount of mistakes he made just from spinning.
Yeah.
Put him in any car, he's still spinning. Lewis Hamilton didn't make that mistake.
It's the same argument because Verstappen's got so much natural ability.
Oh, yeah.
And in terms of pure pace, he might well be faster than Hamilton. But Hamilton has just that mind.
He doesn't make mistakes.
That experience and that consistency that, sure, if you put Verstappen in Mercedes, we'd have a fun title challenge. But I think Hamilton would still win.
Yeah, because Lewis Hamilton, how often do you see Lewis Hamilton make a mistake?
Exactly.
It just rarely happens.
It's such a lower frequency than any other driver on the grid.
Whereas Verstappen, you do actually tend to see him make a lot of mistakes. Yeah, that's because of the driving style he has. And that's one of the reasons why he's so good, because of the driving style. But that driving style comes with a lot of mistakes that he makes.
Yeah. Like we saw it when he pushed too hard to try and overtake. He got in the spray of the car ahead of him and he spun.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's because he was too impatient. And he should have waited a little longer, got in a better place to make the overtake, and then he would have been passed, and he would have been fine.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine Hamilton doing that. Hamilton would have been a bit more cautious, and he would have known that I've got to wait a couple more corners, and then I've got him, and then I'm free. I can go.
So yeah, I think a lot of it's experience. But another person that I was very happy to see was Sebastian Vettel was on the podium.
I've almost been raised to not like Sebastian Vettel because he's almost like the historical rival to Hamilton.
Yeah.
It's he's Hamilton's nemesis, but he's had such a bad season. And
I miss
he's in
him.
such
Just
a
gonna
bad
feel
car.
bad for him, don't
I
you?
am really happy to see him up in third again.
Yeah, I feel
sorry for him a bit.
I think when you watched the battles between Lewis and Vettel, he was very much, especially if you were a Lewis Hamilton fan, he was very much a demon. At one point, he crashed into him on purpose on the safety car. You didn't like him. But when you actually look at Vettel outside the car, I mean, straight away, one of the first things he did.
He's a class act.
But he's so his sportsmanship and everything. He went over to Lewis Hamilton straight away and congratulated him.
And I think it's been the same a few years. He always seems to be the first guy to go and congratulate Hamilton on winning his championship.
So it was good.
I think they've been around together for so long, competing, that they kind of have that bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see him, and hopefully he'll be in that Force India, not Force India, Racing Point.
It'll be Aston Martin, won't it, next season?
Yeah, so he'll be in that new pink car.
Yeah,
lovely.
And hopefully be in that positions to try and compete again.
Yeah, maybe a late career renaissance for Seb Vettel.
Yeah, it would be nice. I think seeing them with Vettel in that car, you've got Ricciardo in a McLaren that are also using Mercedes engines.
That'd be good.
So it's going to be a tasty season next year.
Yeah, it's going to be potentially a spicy little season.
Yeah, potentially.
Would it be better than this one though? That's the question.
In terms of hopefully in terms of the way the actual layout. So what am I on about? How close it is to the top, that should hopefully gain, and they'll catch up. But I think Lewis Hamilton will win it again.
Yeah, I don't see anyone challenging him. I mean, unless Ferrari suddenly, come up with an amazing car, or Red Bull have a massive improvement with their engine. I don't see any way that Mercedes get caught enough for Hamilton to not win the title.
I think McLaren
And unless Bottas suddenly becomes as consistent as Hamilton is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hamilton should win it next season. But it'll be really in 2022 when the new regulations come in. All the teams should become a lot closer, and that's when we could see some real spiciness, maybe a new world champion.
Yeah, so...
Let me ask, so the season's not done yet, is it? There's like 3 or 4 more races to go.
Yeah, I think 3 more.
When does the next season start?
So
that'll start ideally next March.
Yeah, so you got...
The start of next March in Australia.
Is it Barcelona testing?
Barcelona, yeah, you'll have testing. Well, this year it was in Barcelona. I presume it'll be in Barcelona again next year. That's in February, and then you get your first Grand Prix at the start of March in the Melbourne Grand Prix next year. And yeah.
All
right.
Hopefully we'll see the new tracks this year.
Yeah, finally get to see the Dutch Grand Prix happen. We won't be seeing the Vietnam Grand Prix happen, unfortunately, unless some big change that happens there. And it's looking...
Wait, you said the Dutch Grand Prix is coming back?
Well, it was supposed to be this season, but it was cancelled, along with like Azerbaijan was cancelled, Monaco was cancelled, China was cancelled. Loads.
Is that the one that's like practically vertical? Like it's got like turns that.
Yeah, it's got very high banked corners.
Yeah. I played that on the F1 2019. It was sick.
It's a fun track to race on, and I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Vietnam wasn't so fun to race on the game, and yeah, like I said, because of some corruption issues in the country, it looks unlikely that we'll be seeing that next year, or we may potentially never see a Vietnamese Grand Prix.
Could you imagine they've just built it?
For all the hype that went into it, after all the money that went into it, we may never see it. But I'm hoping, because right now that slot on the calendar is still available for another Grand Prix, and I got to say, on the back of this, I'm hoping that we see Turkey take that spot.
Either that or the German Nuremberg.
Yeah, if Hockenheim... Well, I'd rather see Hockenheim than the Nürburgring, to be honest.
Yeah, I suppose.
But, yeah, as long as they don't put, like, Portimao or something.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Cool.
Well, that was the F1 section of the Active Podcast, and I think we're going to wrap up the Active Podcast.
Yup.
We have been active again. I hope you really enjoyed this
Our
podcast.
video cameras have been active.
Yeah,
you've seen us.
Yeah, our cameras have been active. I've made some weird faces in this podcast.
Yeah.
So Ewan's going to have fun.
I've pointed the camera a bit, and I've got a cut on my chin.
my little... Yeah. Sam got attacked by a guy with a knife, right? So
yes.
That knife being
that was
his
it.
blade.
Wolverine attacked me.
Himself.
Oh, okay.
I had a scrap with Wolverine, and I got a couple of nicks and scratches, but I beat him off.
Yeah, of course. Well done.
I definitely didn't cut myself shaming.
We all have our lockdown trims, because obviously it's lockdown, so no trim. But you understand.
Right, sound?
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
See ya.